Hi, Sue Lawson here at NAB 2019 for BSVP On-Site. I am here with Ross Shain from Boris FX. They keep innovating and improving and updating things. So we wanted to go ahead and talk to Ross about Mocha and some of the fabulous things that you can do with it. If you're not using it already, you should be, and once you see this, you will be.
Good to see you as always, and here at NAB, the BorisFX booth. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of our new products. We have three main products. Boris Continuum, which is a suite of about 300 plugins.
It is a very sweet suite.
that works in Final Cut Pro, Avid Media Composer, Adobe Premiere, Adobe After Effects, Blackmagic Resolve.
That was a new one for me. I didn't realize it worked in Blackmagic Resolve. He made me a very happy camper when he told me that. We were talking about it pre-show, and it's just like, oh, it's like you've made my day now.
Yeah, and the nice thing about all our products being multi-host support is that someone might be working in Avid After Effects, Adobe After Effects, doing motion design, and you have a colorist working in Resolve. The BorisFX presets, or you can save presets and share them across. So you're basically have a collaborative workflow for the plugins themselves. We're talking about Continuum. Our other product is called Sapphire, which is another 200 plugins that are very popular for their looks, their lens flares and glows. We've updated the lens flare recently in our 2019 release, and we've also have Sapphire Builder, which is a very, very powerful effects tree that you could basically do complex transitions and effects with Sapphire. Again, Sapphire supports all the hosts. And then, of course, my baby, which is Mocha. And Mocha is a motion tracking and rotoscoping software. There's a light version, which has been inside of Adobe After Effects for almost 10 years in CS4. And then Mocha Pro, which is a standalone application and a plugin. After Boris acquired Mocha, we basically have turned it into a plugin. It's been a great product and brings really accessible motion tracking and rotoscoping stabilization tools, object removal, to all the hosts as well. So I thought I'd just show you a little bit of Mocha and what's new and what's coming.
Awesome.
Okay, so here I'm in Mocha 2019, and you might notice that it looks a little different. What we did is we redesigned the interface to make it really simple. So we have this Essentials interface. Some people, once you're up to speed, you might want to work in the Classic interface, which has a lot more controls with camera solving, remove module, stabilization, 360 VR support, all that. But if you're just new to Mocha, you might want to just work in the Essentials mode here. And you can see that it's hidden all the tools in a really nice simplified interface. And of course, Mocha is known for its ability to track planes, and we are a planar tracker, so we can handle the really, really difficult planes. Well, Mocha is also used for rotoscoping and masking, and I'll show you some of the new tools we've added in Mocha Pro for masking. So if we look at his hand right here, we have a new magnetic tool, which is essentially a little spline tool. And that will convert it into an X-spline here, and then we can certainly go ahead and be tracking with our GPU accelerated tracker. It's going to follow the fingers there. So we're really trying to just make tracking and masking easier to learn. And we have a new feature that's coming out in Mocha Pro 2019.5, which is edge snapping. So you could actually just go in here and just hit the S key, and it will snap to the edges. So it's not an auto rotoscoping tool, but the idea is that we're basically enabling editors and artists to do masking much quicker than manual keyframing, right? So that's a neat thing. And then what we also have is a new feature that will be coming next year, which is you have a little brush tool, and I could actually go in and just paint, and that turns into a mask. So now we're going to have, if I wanted to track the edges of the screen, I might just go like that. So it's really just trying to make Mocha faster and easier to learn. So that's a little bit of Mocha. What I'm going to do is jump over into After Effects. And I'm going to show you a neat shot, and we're going to talk a little about how BorisFX products are collaborating together. And this is the original shot. and you can see the sky is blown out and the background is out of focus. And what I did in a combination of different tools from BorisFX, we've replaced the sky and we've added some particles, like some snow there. Okay, and I kind of show what I'm going to do first is show you how we did the particles. We have an application called Particle Illusion. So let's look at the original shot. We're going to go to my effect palette, and I'm going to apply, inside of Continuum, we've always had a bunch of different particle generators. Now we have Particle Illusion, which has its own custom interface, and this allows an editor or a motion graphics artist to add particles in a very, very quick and easy way, and you don't have to do it in 3D at all. It has 2D space. So this is our smoke and our dust, but if I go in here and say, like, let's actually look for some flames, you know, we have different generators here. You have different kind of really nice workspace to see these different generators. Let me scroll down here. And it's very, very interactive. So let's go back to our the particles that I want, which is like seeds and clouds. And I can actually just click down here on the workspace, and then I have that in my workspace. So an editor can create mist and all this kind of thing really easily, and it's everything I'm doing is still, it's a plugin, so it goes right back into your host. So the next thing we might want to do as well, if we scrub through there, what we would see is that the our clouds and particles, they're actually not locked to the camera. Okay. Now, if I'm working in Premiere or Avid, it would be very difficult to do this with the motion tracking. You might have to jump into a dedicated application, but that has, you might have to go to After Effects with the Mocha AE. But this actually has a built-in Mocha tool inside of the particle illusion effect. So then I could actually be doing my masking and my tracking. If anyone is watching this and sees, well, how is he going to track this out of focus background? We actually have a really unique way to do this. I'm just going to draw a shape like this. I'm going to track the translation scale, and I'm going to unlink the track. And what that means is when I go ahead and start tracking, turn this off so you'll see it, you're going to see that search area stays static, and we actually have automatically created an offset track, and we can track large whip pans, things that are out of focus. It's a really unique way to solve some very, very difficult tracking. You'll see as this out of focus background starts going up, we still have a nice offset track. And then once I'm done with this, I'm going to jump back into outside of the Mocha that's in particle illusion, and we're going to have our clouds tracked to the camera.
This is the magic. This truly is magic.
So then I would basically have this tracked in my transform to the camera. Okay, so that's just like a really quick kind of example. Let's look at and obviously I did the sky replacement in the same exact kind of technique, where we basically tracking these out of focus areas.
That's amazing. That is truly amazing.
So as a company, that's what we're really trying to do, is bring sort of high-end compositing visual effects ideas and tools, but bring them to make them very accessible, that you can run right in Premiere, right in After Effects, right in Avid.
And it's quick. I mean, this is the thing I like about it, and the learning curve, which you've now even improved upon, actually pretty easy on these things. I mean, to become your level of expertise, it's going to take a little while, but for somebody to be able to jump in, because I have done this, where I've just opened it up, jumped in, I think I watched a tutorial online, and I felt like, okay, I am ready to go with this. And I keep getting better and better with this, and the product keeps getting better and better. But let's talk about other changes in it.
Basically, we're showing some technology demos, like I was showing you some stuff in Mocha Pro 2019. 2020 is coming, right? So I'll show you kind of an interesting technology demo in Mocha, and then what else is coming? In Sapphire, we have some nice updates. We have the builder is going to work on high-res monitors. Things are getting faster. In Continuum, I'm trying to think. New keying, you know, we have Primat keying in Continuum. We're going to be adding some new tools there as well. So we're always trying to make everything better and faster.
Not just trying, succeeding.
Thank you. Kind of technology demo that's very interesting idea. Mocha Pro has always had the ability to remove objects, a very powerful feature. This is basically, I'm in Mocha and I've already tracked this building, so you can sort of see there's a pan. and see how the plane is tracked to the building surface. We're going to jump into our classics mode and show you this kind of new bleeding edge feature that we are going to be putting into Mocha 2020 that we're right now calling mega clean plates. I'm going to just hit generate because it's going to be a little slow to render, but it's going to take that pan, this is an HD frames file, and we're going to basically build a much larger than raster image out of the moving pan. It's kind of stitching this image back together using the tracking. And as you can see, I'm just waiting for it to render right now.
Actually, this is not taking long at all.
But this is the remove module. It's very popular. That's probably the #1 reason why Mocha people upgrade from Mocha AE to Mocha Pro is for the remove module. But you can see we've basically
oh my goodness, yes,
scene from the original scene.
That's amazing, and it was quick and it was easy. Mocha's very powerful.
Yeah, so we're calling this right now internally mega clean plates.
I like it. Okay, so 2019 is of course already available.
Mocha is available as a plugin for $295 for an annual subscription, or you could buy it for $695.
They have a number of products. Remember, we've got Sapphire, we've got Continuum, we've got Mocha. I look at them all as just being the magic buttons that make my life easier and make my clients think, wow, she's really good. You save me time and make me more money. Make me more money because you're saving me time. Thank you so much. I actually get sleep because of this guy, because of Mocha, because of Boris, because of Sapphire. They make a creative's life easier and they allow you to be even more creative. Sue Lawson, Ross Shain, we're here for BSVP On-Site.